could have been 30, could have been a G. Should have never snitched. Why you take it to police? Now they're looking at you funny when you're walking down the street, looking at you like food, trying to see where they can eat. Me, I'm like Wallow and Gilly with the game. You don't really want to act silly, behave. When I were on stage and the million gets made.
Tis the season to be competitive. Yeah, I know. It's not Christmas anymore. But that's not the season I'm talking about. I'm talking about ACGL Seasons, baby. Season 3 has just kicked off with its signups, and now is your opportunity to get your teams and players signed up and ready. I'm talking 80,000 Rand spread across 10 different titles. I'm talking Call of Duty, Valorant, Tekken, Counter-Strike, Fortnite, you name it. There's no excuse for you to not get signed up to any of these events. I just mentioned it now. Counter-Strike, yes, you guys are involved in this season, so make sure you get your team signed up and ready for the upcoming tournament. And further from that, Tekken, week in, week out, guys, we're seeing your presence, we're seeing your love and support. Now is your time. Now is your opportunity. Get yourself signed up for the upcoming season. But guys, signups close this Sunday, so make sure you get all of that in by Sunday midnight and get yourself ready for Season 3 action. Click the link down below.
Everybody, well, today, yeah, my case thing, see, Grand South African race 426. I'm host. Okay, so the streaming, everything. Yeah, hope it's having good fun. Hope the races went well. Race 4, race 4, the daily race C that's on Grand 7 game. And yeah, it's been interesting to say the least. I managed to watch a few of the pulls and it's looked very tight, very racy, very good indeed. Just to go through your one driver this evening, return to one for TNR Alpha, Z Alfred. Then we've got Thunder Plate, one of our champion contenders. Hope to see him SMP3 Pro, also one of our championship contenders in hot pursuit in terms of racing season. Then TNR Verve SRC, also one of the championship contenders that has been doing the beginning of the series. Fortunately, had a few bad results, but hope yourself this evening. RSA Rusty, your winner of race 3 last after masterclass from MGRT, managed to get quite a number of additional drivers in the pool this week that we're hoping, obviously, be able to do as best as they can this evening at Laguna Seca. Then Supermani, after a valiant P4 last week, hoping to redeem himself and get to the podium positions this week, being a regular feature in the top 5 Superman from the base team. Then Warren Lombard, MGR Dino, two of new faces are the 2-1. Hoping to see some good things here from the guys after having decent results in the 2 of the leagues. Then the SWAT cut, Hannes Volsching, he's currently now one as well of the MGR team. Finished P2 or P3 last week. See if he can get back onto that podium, possibly the top step. See. Then Crazy 8 Henny, one of our regulars in terms of again, hope he can bring that battle from the mid back to the front back this evening. Then TNR D-Man is also featuring again this week after that valiant battle for Superman and getting that assistance from TN last week. Junali also making his way back in one. So this weekend, I think he finished 11 or 12 last week. Push it up there with some of the best drivers. Then MGR Josh is our additional or our fifth MGR driver currently this evening, with Uptight Orc making his first Pool 1 appearance, I think, for the MRTC Bannerville chat, saying go MGR. So first one appearance for one of the MGR drivers in the season, and then unfortunately after Sam ZA. Right, so we're already about halfway through qualifying. Drivers already on their hot laps. We joined Thunderdome Racing. He's first driver across the line. And majority of the drivers this evening have chosen the Porsche 923. Obviously, car of choice and a bit of meta for this track this evening. But we should see a few other drivers selecting other vehicles. Thunderdome setting a 122.9 bench pole. Across the line. Anybody have that? We shall see. Right, so I'm just gonna go through the grid just to see what everyone's driving currently. So majority of the field racing in Porsche 994 car. Don't believe got a variety. I think it was mentioned earlier on in the week that this is definitely going to be a Porsche Cup event, and it appears that is the exact case that's happening in Pool 1 this evening. However, we did see a bit of variety in the lower pools, some racing Subaru BRZ and a few other vehicles. Field tank, have a look at that. Issue just where the mic placed, so I apologize for that there. Just gonna check it out. Okay, hopefully it is better. I am trying to speak as best into the mic as I can. Alright, so hoping who we cheering for this evening. If you MBR boys in chat, you have SM Agent, welcome Robin in chat as well. Billy Fonting, see you here in chat. Let's go MGR. Quite a number of MGR support, especially with 5 drivers featuring this evening. Go that team as well. A few MBR drivers and then one of the Pace team members in chat as well. As we know, last week we had the NASCAR event where we are currently having the livery competition taking place for that specific event. So I think a few of the guys have already placed their votes who has the winning livery. Voting does close on the 25th of February. If not the 23rd of February. So please do check out for that. If you haven't voted already, please do so. I will be pasting it in chat now. Here. Go. Something's wrong with the sound. Is it the sound of the cars? Is it the sound of my voice? Like it's Right. Right, I believe I've fixed the sound. Hopefully that I do sound a little bit better on the mic. Right, so currently in pole is TNR Verve. So he's completed his lap, a 122.5. Thunderdome Racing 2 at the moment. SMP3 Pro is in third place. Alfred in fourth, half second. D-Man is in fifth. Superman is taking sixth place. Crazy 8 Henny is in seventh. MGR Josh is in eighth. So then we've got Diswardcut in ninth. MGR Dino in 10th. RSA Rusty is in the pits. He's currently sitting in 11th, 24-1. Warren Lombard is in 12th place. Uptide Orc, unfortunately serving a penalty on the last start finisher straight, crossing the line 13th. And then Junali crossing the line in 14th position. Alright, so I think we are going to have to wait for the timer to count down. See, as RSA Rusty decided to jump into the pits. Voice is not smooth, sounding like it's buffering. I apologize. Can't hear what I'm saying. This is why race 2 there was no comment, because there's always something wrong. But hopefully it sounds a bit better now. I am trying to listen to myself. Right, hopefully this is a bit better, because I should be speaking into the main point on. Evening, Stephen. Let's go TNR. Let's go. Still cutting out. Alright, 2 minutes to the start. We're just going to have a look at the qualifying results. Apologies for these technical difficulties. I'm trying to sort them out on the fly. Alright guys, so 14 laps of Laguna Seca about to take place. Porsche Cup basically taking place. Again, this is for an ACGL event. So what has happened this week, or this Thursday and evening, ACGL, in collaboration with ACGL, GTSA has hosted race 4 on the ACGL platform. And the winner of each pool would have won themselves 100 Rand in terms of cash, money, and prizes. So each driver that has won from pool 1 all the way to pool 6 will get their share of 100 Rand. And additional pools were also hosted, pool 7 this evening, where the winner of pool 7 will also get their share of 100 Rand as well. Pool 1 though, the winner of the get 200 Rand in terms of prizes. So all to play for, and we're hoping to see a great battle on track this evening. Thanks, Robin. Much appreciated. Thanks, Rassi. Right, so we're about to get the race started now. We jump onto the main feed. Alright, about to get the race started. 14 laps of Laguna Seca. There is a one mandatory pit stop. Tire change is optional for the gentlemen, so we will see who's going to risk it and try and do the race on one set of tires or opt to change tires in the pits. There is obviously a time saving that can be had, not changing the tires, but you obviously lose that time out in terms of race lap time. So as we get started, Viv taking pole, TNR in the lead of this race, heads down to turn 1 on the rolling start in his Porsche 992. Followed closely behind by Thunderdome, who's already under pressure by SMP3 Pro. SMP3 Pro himself under pressure by TNR Alfred. And a very lovely livery, I must say, from Alfred. D-Man at the moment also right behind the 3 TNR drivers at the head of the field with Thunderdome as well as SMP3 Pro. D-Man in 5th place. Supermanny in a Rexy inspired livery. He's in 6th with Crazy 8 Henny already 2 seconds behind. Obviously must have been some issues here. Behind Supermanny 2 seconds with MGR Josh right on his tail. MGR Swatcut on Josh's tail. 1.6 seconds behind Swatcut is Dino. RSA Rusty is in 10th place at the moment. 11th is Warren Lombard. 12th at the moment. First feature for Upside Orc. He's running quite nicely in 12th and hoping to get to P11 so that he's obviously able to stay into Pool 1 next week. Junali, he's currently in 13th place. And it looks like, unfortunately, the Swatcut had an issue at the kink and now at the corkscrew running wide. I think the tires are a little bit dirty and he's picked himself up a 1.5 second penalty there. So I think we did miss out on, Warren Lombard. He's now up into P11 as we complete the lap. Viv running in P1 at the moment, 0.8 of a second in the lead with Thunderdome in hot pursuit there. Really lovely livery by him, featuring quite a few of the GTSA sponsors. And obviously in hot pursuit, hoping to get his first race win, I believe, of GTSA Season 1 of 2026. We just look a little bit back to D-Man as well as Supermanny. The top 6 drivers all within the space of 3.6 seconds. Obviously the guys behind TNR, Viv, SRC, in a little bit of a slip train, but also dirty air when it comes to the corners, so they should be using a little bit more of their tires wearing a little bit more instant in terms of those that are following, where we see D-Man's dropped a little bit back and Supermanny now trying to make some time up in terms of that mistake that was made. We just go a little bit further ahead then to TNR Alfred, so he's obviously in hot pursuit of SMP3 Pro, who's obviously in hot pursuit of Thunderdome Racing. These drivers quite close together. Currently fastest lap for TNR Viv, 22.7, 22.8 obviously for Alfred, so lap times very much close together and obviously in hot pursuit of each other. We just go to the MGR drivers. MGR Josh, the leader of the MGR team in this race at the moment, 1 second behind Crazy 8 Henny. As we see, there's a spin up ahead. I believe that is Thunderdome Racing, and also Cat getting himself a 1.5 second penalty. So that was from second position, unfortunately, having a spin, and that collected, I believe, Supermanny getting behind D-Man, unfortunately, and Alfred now, I think, from 4th place, making his way into 2nd position. SMP3 Pro stuck in 3rd. So obviously a bit of contact up ahead from those drivers, potentially, or just trying to avoid the spinning Thunderdome Racing so that they could make their position up. So Alfred now, the 2 TNR drivers, Alfred and Viv, in P1 and 2 with D-Man in P4. TNR teams definitely showing up this evening, and SMP3 Pro in a TNR sandwich currently in 3rd place. Supermanny obviously losing out to D-Man there, he's currently in 5th place. Crazy 8's Henny now in 6th and MGR Josh in 7th. As we see Thunderdome already taking to the pits quite early. I'm not sure if that was the correct decision to do, because he's still going to have to serve that penalty come the end of the next lap. But obviously deciding that maybe it is important for him to stop now, get his tire change out the way, and will he be able to obviously make up this time now, running the tires a little bit longer than he would have liked, and also trying to make up that time again back from the penalty that he is still going to have to serve. I wonder, looks like it's saying forced deceleration. I wonder if he's going to have to serve that penalty now as he exits the pits. Yes, he does. That's quite an interesting thing. Never seen that happen in the game. As we look at the SWAT cut, who also had an incident at the beginning, he's running in 13th now. And uptight CORK also having a bit of an issue, currently in 12th with a 1.5 second penalty that he'll be serving. There's another yellow flag, it looks like. Yuna Lee now running in 11th. Can't see who that might have been. MGR Dino, Warren Lombard, RSA Rusty, Alfred actually spinning from second, and there's another driver, SMP3 Pro, spinning from second. He's now gone down to 8th with a 1.5 second penalty. Must be some issues on track at the moment that we're not seeing. Definitely maybe some oil, but still a TNR 1-2 now with D-Man making his way up from 4th into 2nd. Supermani capitalizing. He's right behind D-Man. He's currently now in 3rd place. And Crazy 8's Henny all the way from 8th up to 4th after the spins from the other. MGR Josh now, he's in 5th place, now leading MGR Pack. Still hunting down Henny though, with the spin unfortunately from Alfred putting him into 6th place. And RSA Rusty now taking a bit of an excursion onto the dirt. He's there in 7th, and Warren Lombard in 8th place there. Guys are finding Laguna Seca a little bit troublesome this evening, it seems. Unfortunately, tires not holding up. Tricky. So, okay. Alright, so as we can see, few issues here. There's SMP3 Pro after his spin. He's now going to have to serve this 1.5 second penalty. Still in 10th. This will drop him behind Jun Ali, and I see another pit stop here, quite an early one for RSA Rusty, as well as Supermani actually pitting quite early on lap 5. So he definitely seems to think that the tires or the undercut might serve him some good in his battle, in his podium battle actually, to try and catch up to TNR D-Man. Getting his stop out the way, and RSA Rusty as well. MGR livery looking beautiful. Getting his stop out the way, doing a tire change. So these guys obviously changing tires, trying to break up the strategy, get themselves into some clear air, so that they can obviously perform that undercut, which might leave them vulnerable come the end of the race. Thunderdome obviously being the first driver that had to make that pit stop and serving that time penalty. He's managed to get himself ahead of RSA Rusty with that stop, so hopefully he can hold that position. And then Supermani managing to stay ahead of Thunderdome Racing with a 3-second gap. A little bit fresher tires as well that he's got. He's going to make his way up to uptight CORK, who's obviously having a little bit of an issue or troublesome time this evening, running in 11th place. And then MGR the SWAT cut, Hannes Volschenk, he's currently in 10th place, also having served a bit of a time penalty and a spin. Juna Lee now finds himself running in 9th place effectively. He may still drop 1 or 2 positions once he serves his pit stop. As we see GMZ TNR Alfred, he's also now jumped into the pits with Warren Lombard as well jumping into the pits. Quite a long pit, I think about 40 seconds time that's spent in the pits for Laguna Seca. Let's see, Supermani already coming down the start finish straight. If we recall, Alfred did have that spin at the beginning, as Warren Lombard also, I believe, must have had a bit of an issue. He's sitting behind Alfred. So that early stop from Thunderdome Racing, and obviously the spin, managed to get himself ahead of TNR Alfred, so they'll be battling it out again. Early on in the race they were running in, I believe, P2 and P4, but roughly 1 second odd behind the two of them. So he's managed to get himself ahead of TNR Alfred. Alfred now 1 second behind Thunderdome, and obviously hoping to get to that important 11th position in order to stay in Pool 1. Our leaders now, halfway through the race, are jumping into the pits. See Verve SRC, D-Man and MGR Josh. Crazy 8's Henny maintaining his position. He stayed out, running 123s at the moment. He's hoping that the overcut obviously might help him. He's been in clear air for most of this race, so hopefully that helps him, as well as MGR Dino looking to extend onto an overcut for this evening. Verve SRC now exiting the pits. D-Man exiting the pits. He was in a battle, very close battle with Supermanny, who should be coming down the start-finish straight now. D-Man just exiting the pits there. We'll see as they come to the corner whether or not the undercut had worked. Verve managing to maintain his effective lead at present. We come around the corners. Looks like the undercut did not work. Unfortunately, Manny had traffic trying to overtake Uptight Orc and a number of other drivers. Sees himself drop a little bit back to Thunderdome Racing. Had a few slow lap times, unfortunately, running 126, 124 off his pit stop. So that now has unfortunately dropped him a little bit back, but will he be able to catch up to TNR D-Man, who is on fresher tires and does have a little bit more of an advantage now, running in effectively P2 for this race. Crazy 8's Henny now into the pits, and we should also see MGR Dino running into the pits as well, so that they can get some fresh boots on. Dino looking like he's going past the pits and extending his stint. Quite comfortable on the tires at the moment. I hope Dino knows that there is a mandatory pit stop that he will need to take in order to obviously qualify and finish this race without any penalties. As we see Henny pull up to his pit box, Verve SRC taking the line, Supermanny as well as D-Man crossing the line as well. Crazy 8's Henny should be exiting right now. Looks like he's managed to pull a little bit of overcut, it seems, as he's about to take the track right behind Supermanny. So the overcut seems to have worked there for Crazy 8's Henny, pulling right into the behind Supermanny and in the middle of that gap with him and Thunderdome Racing, who had that spin earlier. So definitely an interesting strategy, to say the least, running in clear air and then making up quite a bit of time in the pits. So should we see Crazy 8's Henny obviously now challenge for P4, effectively P3, come once Manny's tires obviously kind of wear out towards the end of the race. He's running on fresh tires, so hopefully he's able to defend his position from Thunderdome Racing, who's in hot pursuit with MGR Josh behind him and Alfred going for the dive there, but showing the nose. Unfortunately, clipping the driver, pit maneuver there it seems, but I think that's definitely one Birds will be looking into. I believe that was MGR Josh that taken that knock, so unfortunate for him. Alfred now running in 7th place. Thunderdome in hot pursuit. He's within half a second of Crazy 8's Henny. See whether or not he's going to try and send it at some point. Race. Dino's still running on some very worn tires. Now 3-second gap between himself and Verve. Verve, I think, running 3 seconds faster over the past lap. 122.7, 125.0. So Dino definitely thinking that this overcut will help him claim some additional positions. Should see him pitting at some point of the race, just so that he can classify without any penalties. We go a little bit further down to the grid. RSA Rusty now running in 8th place. He's closing in onto GMZ Alfred. Alfred running on fresher tires though. Rusty having that much earlier stop, I think 6. MGR Josh unfortunately dropping down to 9th. 10th is Warren Lombard with SMP Pro now. He's in 11th place after that earlier stop. Fortunately running wide at the kink there, with some dirty tires. Hopefully is managing. Junali 12th, Uptight Orc running in his 13th, and he swat cut after that issue at the beginning. in 14th. Dino now eventually stopping. I think he saw that he was losing quite a bit of time as the rest of the field passes him. Thunderdome going through, GMZ Alfred going through. I think MGR Josh also about to come through. I believe Dino should be able to join. Not changing tires. I think the only driver on in this race that hasn't changed tires, deciding to join the back of the pack of his MGR teammates, should be slotting in just ahead of Warren Lombard there. Dino running on much worse tires than the rest of the team, and luckily still with quite a bit of a gap to Junali, about 5.3 seconds that ahead of Junali, so potentially could still make it in 11th place come the end of this race. Ooh, he gets quite a big push there from Warren Lombard. Warren Lombard now getting ahead of both of them. Dino now behind in P11 and 4.3 seconds, 3.3 seconds gap to Jude Ali. Can stay there. Has anyone been screwed yet? Okay, quite a few guys have been screwed already, unfortunately, at evening. As we head on board with our leader now, 9.3 second comfortable gap in lead for Verve SRC, remaining quite consistent, running 22s, late 22s, early 23s, or mid 23s as well. Tidy, obviously not pushing too much, just keep trying to bring it home for the TNR team. D-Man managing to keep it nice and tidy and on track this evening. 2.2 second gap now between himself and Supermanny. Supermanny in quite the tussle as we would have expected. Crazy 8's Henny now pushing. Crazy 8's Henny on the fresher tires of the group, of the bunch, trying to get that podium from Supermanny. But as we saw last week, Supermanny is quite a master of defense this season, managing to hold on to 4th place in race 3 from the two TNR drivers who are now ahead of him on this race. So will he be able to keep Crazy 8's Henny behind him until the end of this race? We shall see, as Crazy 8's Henny is on the fresher tire with a little bit more of an advantage. And our first and early stop with Thunderdome, as well as having that spin at the beginning with off-track experience. Oh, looks like Supermanny unfortunately succumbing to that pressure. He has gone off, had a bit of a wiggle at the corkscrew. I think CORK called it quite early there. And now Crazy 8's Henny actually also running slightly wide, and two drivers behind there. Alfred running a little bit wide, managing to hold on to that 6th position ahead of RSA Rusty. Tires are looking quite similar. Supermanny now in the hunt to try and get back to 3rd place. Thunderdome now, after having that early stop, he's currently in 3rd place, so running quite nicely after having that early stop and that spin. Definitely has the speed, but with aging tires, 2 laps left to go, will he be able to maintain that podium position? Supermanny now right on the back of Crazy 8's Henny. Will we see him send it into this left-hand turn? Don't believe so. Apologies for that. As we on board with P6, RSA Rusty having a little bit of a wiggle there at some point in the track. He currently running in P7 now with MGR Josh in P8. Warren Lombard in P9. P10 is for MGR Dino. Junali is in P11, and right behind him is SMP3 Pro. SMP3 Pro in that drop zone, definitely trying to look for a way past Junali, as he is on his mission to try and stay within pool 1 and within title contention. He's on side by side now with Junali, managing to get ahead of him. Junali, I think, giving that position to SMP3 Pro by the signs of things. As we head onto the final lap, now quite a short race this evening, lucky for me. Viv SRC taking the kink in P1, seems to have lost a little bit of time, running a 1:25 on lap 12. He's now at the corkscrew, running quite a lovely race. Got finished in pole position, doing all, I think, running most of the laps pole. Unfortunately, MG Ordino taking 2 or 3 of those laps in pole position himself. As you come up to the last corner now, I see comfortable gap, 8-second gap, taking the win of Pool 1. I think this is his second win for the season. Well done, giving us a little bit of a wiggle there. Hopefully that 1.5 second penalty doesn't affect him. TNR D-Man in second place. Really comfortable drive by him. Thunderdome after that spin, P3. Crazy 8's Henny, Supermanny, and TNR Alfred. 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. 7th goes to RSA Rusty. MGR Josh having a little bit of a wiggle for us as well, finishing in P8. As we get the rest of the MGR drivers coming through now. Warren Lombard in 9th. MGR Dino in 10th with SMP3 Pro in 11th. 12th goes to Junali, unfortunately going to be dropping to Pool 2 for race number 5 next week. Around the final bend for Uptight Orc. His first Pool 1 appearance, not too bad. Unfortunately, a few wiggles and shakes, finishing in 13th position. And then coming to the end of the race, we see the last MGR driver, MGR Diswatkat, unfortunately finishing in 14th after his podium position finish in race 3. He'll be joining the ranks of the Pool 2 drivers, and hopefully we should see him back in Pool 1 come 6. Stream Elements has mentioned, spam in chat your driver of the day. I think quite a few contenders for that title this evening. Quite a short race as well, as we see the race results in terms of Pool 1 race number 4. As we mentioned, Viv SRC first place with the fastest lap of the race. Quite a comfortable victory by him. D-Man second. Thunderdome racing in third after his early spin. Crazy It's Henny keeping it cool and consistent. He's in fourth place. Supermanny in fifth. TNR Alfred, unfortunately quite an eventful race for him. He's finished in 6th place. RSA Rusty in 7th. MGR Josh, he's finished in 8th place. 9th for Warren Bard. 10th for MGR Dino. 11th for SMP3 Pro. 12th for Junali, who will be in Pool 2 next week. Uptight Orc also joining him in Pool 2 in 13th. And then D-Sword Cut in Pool 2 next week, finishing in 14th position. Take a quick break. Number 5.
After many months of work, it's finally time to share some exciting news with you. Welcome to Edge, the ultimate Gran Turismo hub. Whether you're a beginner or a professional driver, Edge will track your times and give you the best tools for improvement. Track your progress and compare your times to the world's best drivers. Looking for daily races? We got you covered. Leaderboards, time trial events, guides, and much more. Need the best setups for daily races? Just search our database that will provide the best possible setup, the community best for each track. And for those looking to improve their skills, we have professional coaching available. Easily book lessons with valuable insights from me and Luke, or take my online course. Also, get the latest news in Gran Turismo series and in the world of sim racing. Our website also features in-depth hardware reviews to ensure that you're all equipped with the best possible tools. Need some settings or tuning advice? Well, DG Edge has everything on one platform. So you have everything at your disposal to get the most out of your sim racing experience. I would also like to thank Simon for helping me build this platform from the ground up. Without his help, this definitely wouldn't be possible. And one last thing. Our newsletter will provide the best and the most recent statistics and news from Gran Turismo world. So once again, thank you very much for your time, and I really hope that you will enjoy it.
And there you have it, folks. Race number 4 is done and dusted, and next week we leave America and the drivers head over to Japan. First off, starting with Fuji Speedway in the Super Formula SF19 or SF23 vehicles. Ooh, it's going to be an interesting race. 24 laps of racing around the track, and weather reports not looking too good. Custom weather, obviously, for this upcoming race, and definitely going to be an interesting one for all drivers involved. Anyway, look forward to next week. Thank you everyone for joining. We'll all details for the next race will be posted on Discord. They haven't been ready, and yeah, it's going to be absolutely intense as we see what happens with the title race. Season 126 well underway, almost halfway through, and we'll see each other